Hello there. This is a Disston #7 panel saw. This is a very old saw. It's a vintage saw. I call it a panel saw because from my research, anything under 26 inches in length was normally called a panel saw. So this is 24, measured from where the teeth start here to where they end here. This has got the little nib. I don't know if you can make that out. The old saws used to have, and you can see here, if I can get it to show, that means there's 10 points or teeth per inch. This is a crosscut saw, and if you look at it, it has the Disston medallion, which is a screw. It's one of these kind of screws, sort of like a Chicago screw. But it normally has 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. But in this case, what's happened is whoever had the saw before I did somehow lost one of these screws. It stripped out or something happened to it, and they have taken a washer or a bolt or something and a piece of brass and peened that over to hold that in place. Now this saw is in really good shape. It cuts like butter. It's got a little bit of light rust on the plate, but for the most part it's really clean. And I'll take some steel wool and stuff and clean that plate up a bit, but I'm not gonna take sandpaper to it, try to make it nice and clean and new looking, because it's not a new saw. And this will actually, this patina here actually will help to protect against rust. So I'm not messing with that. Also, if I did that, what would happen is most likely I would change the kerf, the set in the saw teeth, and it would dull the living snot out of those teeth, and I'd have to resharpen. So if I was going to do that, I would wait until the saw needed sharpening anyway before I did that. But I'm not doing that. I just want this to be serviceable. But one thing I have to do is I have to take care of this handle. The handle is some kind of hardwood, but it's most of the finish is gone off of it. It's dry. It needs some rejuvenating and some finish on it and stuff like that. So I'm going to remove this handle from this plate. And in order to do that, what I'm going to do, normally I take a center punch and just punch the center of that and drill. But I have a Dremel, and it has that little rotary tip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get me some safety glasses first off, and then I'm going to turn this thing on, and I'm going to lay it So I have me now excuse me, let me put my tools away. I have me now a little divot here in this so that I can center my bit, I'm going to take a hand drill. We're going to slowly, carefully drill that. It's almost out. You can see it moving. There we go. What is the size? Yeah, that should be alright. You can see it moving around in there. Let's see. I should have a scribe or something here. Actually, I think my scribe is in my kit for working straights. So I'm just going to take this little screwdriver. I'm going to set it on the edge here. Let me see if just give me a minute. I need to put my tools where they're supposed to be. I'm just going to take a screwdriver. I've got a punch here somewhere, but just very carefully, we're going to back this out. This is what it basically looks like, a brass nail, a copper nail, something like that they shoved in there. Use the washer on the other side. I wonder, yeah, that's it, because the there's an even larger one here. But that's something that not the right size. This is the closest size, and let me see. Actually, probably it goes in. Alright, what I will do, I want to go ahead and remove. I wonder what size this is, how. Actually, that fits a bit better, although it is bigger. What I will do is check the diameter. I will probably use this because the head is smaller. I'll check the diameter of this here, Find a drill bit that matches it for this side and sort of step drill, and a diameter, the diameter of this for the other side. And I've got to remember that they go on the left hand side, and the emblem goes on the left hand side. We put that over there. All that jazz. And I have this as a an example of this video if I need it. So I don't like that, but there ain't a lot I can do. This one is fairly tight. There we go. I don't want to mar the. Whoa, everything's falling down behind me. I don't want to mar these heads any more than I have to. And they're going to need a little tiny bit of persuasion as well. Excuse me as I get a tool. Everything fell down like I said, and so wow, trying to get those out. Let me see. Long drawer. Do I have a punch in here, or are they all in the other room? Of course they are all. There's my scribe though. They're all in the other room. I don't want to damage the saw or there we go. Don't want to do any damage to it, to the saw blade, to the emblem on the back, any of this. Excuse me a minute. I need to go and get a tool. Actually, no, I really don't want to do that either. I was going to get a vise to set this on, but I don't. A metal vise would probably mess the wood up on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pliers and because I don't want to mar anything up, I'm going to wrap this in a bit of tape. Alright, that ain't working. Let's try this. There we go. Disston emblem. That way I can clean them up well too. Put these over here in a mason jar where I know where they're at. That's the idea anyway. This is actually a fretting hammer. But it's doing double duty, so to speak. There we are. Alright. Lovely. Let's that thing doesn't want to. I expect I maybe marred the threads a bit, but I can fix that later. No problem. I'll fix that. And then just very carefully is what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to break the handle. I don't want to bend the plate. Anything of the sort. And there, that handle has not seen, or that plate has not seen the light of day in a long time probably. Let's put this up here for now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the side of a chisel and I'm just scraping off the old finish a bit. I'll come back with some like 220 sandpaper and smooth everything out later. Right now, what I want to do is get rid of all this finish. And this is one circumstance where One part of a saw that I will refinish is the handle. Because it's not about looks. So I'd say not just about, but it's really not about looks at all. If this was serviceable the way that it was, I would leave it. It's an old tool. That's what it is. I don't care that it looks old. It's supposed to look old. It's an old tool. But I gotta protect the wood. If I don't, it won't last very long. So that's the deal with that. Okay, that finish is pretty much gone on that, and that is basically dirt. Well, let's see what we can do with just a little bit of scraping. Lovely. Alright. Alright. This is the handle with all the finish cleaned up on it. I'm not trying to make it perfect. I just want bare wood so that I can put a finish on it and the finish will hold. Now it has some damage right here, and I could reshape that horn, but I don't see the point. That's part of the saw's history, and I'm going to keep it. So, alright.